He's got the toys. He's got showmanship. And he's got sex appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great Southwest, here's the guru of gadgets, the dapper and dashing Don Baine, the Gadget Professor. Gadget Professor.
Hello everyone, this is Don Baine, the Gadget Professor, coming to you live from our home studio tonight. It is January 2nd. I hope everybody had a very happy new year. We are going to do an abbreviated version of the Gadget Professor show tonight. I do have a gadget. It's a really cool gadget. I don't have it with me. I do have it though, and actually it's on its way via UPS to Las Vegas, Nevada /CES 2014. So stay tuned. You're going to find this gadget to be really cool. I really like it, and we're going to run it through its paces actually on the showroom floor of CES. So welcome everybody to the Gadget Professor. I'm glad that you're tuning in. We are on episode 137. And, of course, the Gadget Professor comes out every Thursday night with a brand new episode, and I thank you all for tuning in. You can reach me anytime via email at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com, thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com, and, of course, you can go to our webpage and watch the show right there, or on your Roku box or iTunes. Just look up the Gadget Professor show, and you'll find us there. Also, when you're on the Gadget Professor page, you'll want to scroll down halfway, and you'll see there's a newsletter highlight there, if you will. Click on that newsletter and put your email in, and every Thursday evening, as soon as the Gadget Professor episode is posted, you will receive a notice in your inbox, and all the things that we talked about in each episode will be highlighted, and all you have to do is just click them, and boom, you will find what you're looking for. So we're not going to go into Facebook. You can follow me at Facebook. It would be at Gadget Professor. You can follow me on Rebel Mouse, and just check out the show notes, and you'll find all that information there. So first up tonight is CES is coming up, and if everything goes according to plan, I should be flying out Tuesday morning from Phoenix and arriving, I think, at 7:30 in the morning at the Convention Center site in Las Vegas, Nevada. And if you're not familiar with CES, it is the by far the biggest event in the world for new gear, new gadgets, and the Gadget Professor goes crazy there. And it's I think it's 30 football fields in size. You can't cover it in 1, 2, 3 days. Actually, it's going to run January 7th through January 10th. And the good news about all this is you really don't have to be there, because the Gadget Professor show is, of course, part of the Tech Podcast. Let's try that again. The Gadget Professor is part of the Tech Podcast Network, and all you have to do to follow everything live from CES is to go to the Tech Podcast Network, and that would be at tpn.tv. And in fact, if you go to the tpn.tv website right now, you'll actually see some of the people that will be covering this, and there's the Gadget Professor right there. You can watch my little promo. In fact, I think I'll include that in my show notes, but you'll see Jeffrey Powers, and I'll be working directly with Todd Cochran. We'll be doing live coverage, and I actually I had printed out what my station air hours are, but I will email this out to all the Gadget Professor fans. But I know, at least right now, that on Tuesday, that would be January 7th, that I will be starting at 3 o'clock and going to 5 o'clock with Todd Cochran. We will be doing live coverage of CES, and of course that would be Vegas time, so it starts at 3 o'clock. And then on Wednesday, we're actually going to be opening up the show, Todd and myself. That would be at 9 o'clock, again, Vegas time, 9 to 11. And Wednesday, it looks like, again, 9 to 11. And I don't have Thursdays printed out yet, but again, I'll have that in the show notes. So what we will be doing from CES is a couple things. One, we actually have an elaborate broadcast booth with cameras, switchers, people manning that, technical people, and we will have a new interview every 10 minutes. We will have a new person come on who's on the showroom floor and has some type of interesting product, gadget, whatever it may be. that's new and never been seen before, and we will actually do a 10-minute live interview with these people. They'll bring their product if they can, and every 10 minutes we are going to flip and do an interview. So we start at 9 in the morning and go to 5 every day, Monday through Friday. So that should be pretty interesting. In addition to that, we will be roaming the floor with, I think, 5 crews of 2 all day long, and videotaping at people's booths what's new, what's cool, what we think is interesting, so on and so forth. So essentially, I'll be broadcasting from 9 to 11, and then as soon as I finish that broadcast, we actually pack up our gear and start walking on the floor with our remote cameras and microphones and recording all this. And this will be streamed live on live stream. Again, you can go to tpn.tv for the live coverage. You also could check the Gadget Professor show notes, because we'll have the coverage there, and we'll also be streaming this on live stream. So if you were to go to livestream.com, their webpage, and go to their feature page, you will see Tech Podcast I'm having a rough time tonight. Tech Podcast Network will actually be covering the show live, and it will be broadcast to you live on the live stream feed, which would be really cool. And on the live stream feed, you can actually write your comments, your questions in. All it will be handled live, so that should be really cool, and we thank the folks at Livestream for helping us out with that. So I look forward to seeing everybody there. So let's get started tonight. I think the news of the old year and the new year is hacking, and certainly if you've been a fan of the Gadget Professor, you know that I don't think there's an episode that goes by where I don't talk about some company that's been hacked. And I do this, one, to show you that nothing is secure. I mean, nothing is secure. And I always caution everybody, if you're going to use the cloud for backing up your computer data or your personal financial information, even if you use Quicken or QuickBooks and you're backing up in any cloud, as much as it's encrypted, it's still vulnerable. Case in point, Target. They had 40 million people hacked. 40 million people is a lot of people. And then they said that their pins weren't stolen, that your pins were safe, that they were heavily encrypted. And then 2 days later, they come out and said, "Oops, we think your pins were encrypted." So there's many articles on the internet. I'll post this one, but it talks about the hassle that it's caused the company, and certainly all those people who had certainly the debit cards. I mean, those things can be cleaned out in minutes. That's why I never use a debit card. I always use a credit card, and with most credit cards, you're only responsible for the first $50 of loss, and most of them don't even charge you for that. But you got to check your bills, because this hacking is getting out of control. So that was last week, and then of course yesterday morning, Snapchat was also hacked, and Snapchat saw data for 4.6 million of its users exposed on the internet on December 31st, just weeks after the target revealed its 40 million credit and debit cards had been hacked. So Skype was targeted yesterday by the Syrian Electronic Army, though no user information was made public. So you have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. Some of these companies know they're hacked and don't even tell you. In fact, most of them do, and they all try to cover it up. So I will have these articles posted, and again, just you've got to be really careful. And that's why I always advise everybody to have your own cloud. Get your own hard drive. It's simple enough to set up, and make your own backup, quote, cloud. And there's two different things. There's security of the cloud, and then there's the quote, convenience of the cloud. And essentially the whole thing behind the cloud is you don't have to have the storage. You can use the storage up in the cloud in a server that's stored somewhere else. That's what they call the cloud. But that server has everybody's data on it, so it makes it a great target. If you have your own server, which is, again, is simple to do. You can do it for under $200, way under $200 today, and it's totally secure. And if you don't want to keep it in your own home because, God forbid, your home is burned down or someone steals everything or you have a flood or whatever, you can have the server located somewhere else. But it's your own cloud, it's your own data. So I can spend hours talking about that, and there's many different sides to that argument, but I'm very concerned about this hacking, and it's definitely out of control, and it's going to get worse. And to prove that point, I'm going to post on the show notes a survey that was just released. This was just released, I think, 2 or 3 days ago. It's the 2013 information Security Breaches Survey. Now, this particular one is from the UK, which doesn't matter because I don't believe the United States prints one for obvious reasons. But you can look through this, and I'm just gonna briefly read you two statistics that just jump out right out of the top. 93% of large organizations have had security breaches last year. 93%. 87% of small businesses had a security breach in the last year, which is up 76% from a year ago. Here's another one for you. 78% of large organizations were attacked by unauthorized outsiders in the last year. That is up from 73% from a year ago. And small businesses, 63% of small businesses were affected by unauthorized outsider attacks in the last year, up 41%. So a couple things. These numbers are very high. Certainly 93% of all large organizations had a security breach. That's frightening. And this is just in the UK, and that's just what they're telling you about, that people have acknowledged it. And the other thing that's frightening is the percentage that these are up from last year. 78%. It's up 73% from last year. So again, just be very careful about what you do with your data. So enough of that. Let's go into some fun stuff. This is a cool program. This is available both for your Android and for your iPhone system, or actually for your PC if you want, but let's just keep it to the iPhones and the Androids right now. This is called MyMail, and MyMail is a free email manager for Yahoo, Gmail, Hotmail, Outlook, Live, MSN, and AOL Mail. Use MyMail to manage messages in your Gmail, Hotmail, Live account, Outlook, MSN, iCloud, AOL, and Yahoo Mail accounts. They all are supported by IMAP, or what's called POP3 enabled mailboxes, which I'm sure most of you have. This is an app that basically will send all your email to one place, so you don't have to open up one thing and close another. And I know a lot of folks, I don't know why, but a lot of folks are still on AOL, including my cousin Dennis. But you need to get off that, because I don't like AOL. But a special episode one day, I promise, on that and why. But in any event, this will put all your mail, your Google Mail, Yahoo, Outlook, so on and so forth, in one convenient app, and it makes things very convenient, and you can carry everything around on your smartphone. So that is totally free. You want to check that out. Now, I get questions frequently, what do you use? What do you use? Well, I use Thunderbird, and Thunderbird is it's an email client program, and it's put out for free by Mozilla. And here's the link to it. Software made to make email easy. Thunderbird is a free email application that's easy to set up and customize, and it's loaded with great features. I've been using Thunderbird for years. It's never been given me any trouble. Never been hacked to my knowledge, although I'm not sure about that. But it's a great, easy program to use, and I highly recommend it. Now, here's an interesting program called Email Marketing Made Easy. A lot of people, for whatever reason, family, friends, you're running a business or whatever, send out emails, and they usually send out group emails. Well, here's an email marketing program that part of it is for free if you want to use that part, and they also have a pricing chart if you want to buy into it. But this actually shows you the pricing. And this is an all-in-one email program for bulk emailing, and it will send out the free version will send out HTTP, ML, and plain text messages, single connection sending, 33 HTML template library. So there's 33 pre-made templates that are all nice and pretty and all done up for you. You don't have to be an artist. You can just use those, totally free. You can export your groups. You can email up to 500 recipients per send, no charge, free. And the emails contain group mail links. So that means if you're going to use the free version, then group mail is going to advertise and say, please use group mail or check out group mail. That's what you have. That's the penalty you pay for a free account. If you buy the account and it's a one-time purchase, it's not a yearly recurring or a monthly fee, and there's no charge per message. The least expensive program that they have is $150, but you own the program. It's not like you're ponying up every year. Once you buy it, you own it, and they have one for $350 and one for $700, and they offer a few different features, and you can check that out yourself. But if you're looking for a nice way to send out emails, this is it. This doesn't show you how nice the templates are, but it does a pretty good job and has a lot of features. Even the free one has a lot of features, so check that out. And this will bring us right now to the gadget of the day, which again I don't have here, but what it is called, it's the Brinno HDR, which stands for High Definition Resolution camera. And they make a bunch of products, Brinno, and again, this will all be in the show notes, but it's basically for security or time-lapse photography, and they make a bunch of different cameras for a bunch of different applications. And you can go on their website and take a peek at the different cameras that they have. And the one that I actually have, and as I mentioned, it's on its way to CES, is the, let's see, the TLC200 PRO. So this is the camera that I actually use. And again, what it does is it takes time-lapse photography, and it's a very esoteric type of gadget, but it's very, very cool. It's about the size of a pack of cards that you know, playing cards, and you can see the lens right here. You can rotate that up, down, and inside of it, it takes an SD card. And what it will do is it will snap frame by frame, one frame at a time. And when it's done, it will stitch everything together and give you a movie, an AVI file, which is actually a time lapse of whatever it is that you were recording. So when I first got it, I have some specific uses for it, and I'll show you that in a minute for it. But when I first got it, it had some great sample tests, and one of them was to catch the stars at night. And I've run those, I've run the camera outside overnight about 6 times, and I will show you this in one of the upcoming episodes when I do the full episode on the Brinno camera. I couldn't count how many shooting stars or meteorites that I saw, and some very strange things in the sky on a daily basis, and it was pretty fascinating to me. Now, what I'm going to do is actually show you what this looks like. I'm going to blow this up full screen here, and this is a time lapse using this camera. So that's just sitting there basically, and you let this thing run for as many hours as you like, and you can see the boat kind of coming in and out there, and shortly you'll see the sun come up, and it's very cool. And if you actually look at Brinno.com, or even go to YouTube and click Brinno.com, Brinno cameras, time-lapse photography cameras, you'll see some stunning videos, just all kinds of crazy things. So this just gives you a small, very small sampling of what this camera will do. It's pretty cool. Here comes the sun. Isn't that a song by the Beatles? So there you see the time lapse of the sunrise from different angles. It's very cool. And actually, what I am going to use this camera for, we'll turn this off right now, and we'll stop that. What I'm actually going to use this camera for is when we actually build the stage set at CES in Vegas. It's an elaborate procedure. We have lights, we have cameras, we have TriCasters, we have pounds of wire, microphones, teleprompters, buzzers, lights, you name it, we have it. So there's about 10 people that are responsible for putting this booth up, checking it out, and making sure that we're ready to record first thing Tuesday morning when CES opens up. So what we've actually done is I've actually sent the camera, I've overnighted it for $50. I've overnighted it to Todd Cochran, who's actually going to be in Vegas tomorrow. He will get it, and he will actually test it out so he knows how to use it, and he will take that over to the convention center on Saturday morning, and he will put that in a cool place, I don't know where, but somewhere, and we're actually going to set the camera on, and we're going to actually watch a slow motion, a time-lapsed video of them putting the booth together, and then we'll actually use the camera, have it on all day as we do the interviews every 10 minutes, and it should be quite an interesting video. It should be a lot of fun to see that. So once I get the video clips from that, the time-lapse of the CES booth construction and also the daily interviews, I will actually do a show on that camera, bring it in, Hope I get it back. You know, CES, man, there's I don't know how many millions of people there, but I hope I get it back. We'll talk about the cost of it later. You don't want to know. I don't want to know. So I'm assuming I'll get the camera back, or at least the SD card that came with it, so I can get the videos off it. And we'll take a peek at that, and it should be a lot of fun. It's a really cool gadget, and I really like it. So that will wrap it up tonight for us. I'm sorry we have a short show tonight, but I got a lot of stuff going on, and I got to start packing and getting my gear ready for CES, because it's a long, hard battle when you get there. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. Fortunately for me, living in Phoenix, it's only a 40-minute flight, so that's the easy part. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. I look forward to seeing everybody live on live stream. Just look for CES 2014 on livestream.com. You'll see it will be a featured event. Or, as I mentioned, you can go to tpn.tv. You can see my little infomercial, if you will, about CES. And I look forward to seeing everybody. And watch your show notes, because I will put in the times that I will be actually live on the air. And, of course, I'll be roaming the showroom floor and bringing you all kinds of crazy stuff that I think you'll enjoy. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see everybody next week. So long from the Gadget Professor.
The Gadget Professor is produced by Don Baine, Multimedia Communications, LLC. If you would like your product reviewed on The Gadget Professor, or would like to appear on The Gadget Professor, contact us via email at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. The opinions expressed on the program by the host, guests, call-in listeners, or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. And thank you for watching The Gadget Professor.